China is going to pump Bitcoin. Conor and I just had a conversation on this. We had a great conversation where we go through how we're feeling about the market, what you should be paying attention to, interest rates, stuff that you should know this week. So if you want, you can go follow Conor. I'll leave him linked underneath the video. If you want to trade crypto, check out BYDeFi. We have this trade and earn $10,000 worth of XRP event going right now. It's completely free. You just sign up and just with your normal trades, you can get access to great rewards, free XRP over this period. There have been some people that have signed up thinking that they signed up under me. Maybe they download the app and forget to add it, or they don't use the link or something, and they're not, so they don't get access to this. If you think maybe that's you, check out the Telegram underneath the video. And even if you just want to check out the Telegram in general, we put up exclusive videos, early access to videos like this. This is going up earlier on the Telegram, but you can reach out. I'll have a message in there explaining how you can reach out to someone that actually works with me and works at BYDeFi, and he can verify you and move you over so that you get access to events like this and you get free money.
Yeah, so I checked your channel recently and I saw that you said China is about to pump Bitcoin. What is China about to do? Because I need some more pumpiness.
Yeah. So obviously when I make these videos, they're like the 24-hour videos. There's always like some reason for the timing. And here I didn't give a specific time because we don't know exactly when this is going to hit, but we've seen a lot of Tether being printed, a lot of USDC being minted, which usually indicates money coming into crypto. At the same time, we have China announcing so much stimulus over the last year. And what I was referring to in this video was Mike Novogratz went on CNBC. He's the Galaxy CEO, and he was talking about how China is basically trying to reinflate, which I hadn't really heard of too much. I mean, you can kind of infer from context, but basically they're trying to cause inflation again. They're trying to print money and to stimulate the economy. And I went back, and there are a lot of instances over the last year where they have been making announcements about stimulus. A couple of the big ones that are just kind of unprecedented now that don't happen in the US. One, they announced that they were going to basically lower the rates of existing mortgages without you having to refinance or anything. So their interest rates drop and they say, we're going to lower everyone's rate by 0.5% or 1% or 2%. Like imagine that happens in the US and everyone that's at a 7% mortgage all of a sudden has a 4% mortgage. Like that's very stimulative to the economy. Same thing with commercial properties. And they also announced that they're going to back up the stock market, that they're basically going to buy shares or give companies money to buy shares if they fall too much. They also talk about direct stimulus, just giving money out to people. So they're in this kind of economic, I don't want to say depression, but slow time. And inflation's come down for them to the point where they're actually concerned about it. So they're trying to print more money. And you can go look at the M2 money supply to see that they are printing a lot of money. Mike Novogratz also used this interview, the same one they said that China's trying to reinflate. He was talking about how he's bullish on crypto. He said that he thinks Ethereum is going to do better than Bitcoin because of the fact that on a risk-on environment and with like staking coming out and all these companies buying Ethereum, that he thinks it'll do better. And I think this was the same day that they helped, or maybe it was the day before, they helped someone dump 80,000 Bitcoin on the market, which is kind of weird timing. That he's going out and he's saying, yeah, we think Ethereum is going to do really well. And he knew that they're going to dump 80,000 Bitcoin on the market in 24 hours. But it's kind of an interesting market in that we have all this money printing. We have the Fed looking at lowering rates over the next year. Bitcoin's at all-time highs. And we can tell that there's not a lot of excitement in the market. I mean, you can see like the fear and greed index in the stock market is at highs, but there isn't really any new retail coming in. As far as I can tell, it's not like a big rush of retail. And the fact that we had someone dump 80,000 Bitcoin in less than 24 hours, Michael Saylor wasn't even buying because he didn't buy at all last week. The Bitcoin ETFs didn't really buy much last week at all either. And yet we're right back at where we were before that. It's kind of crazy. I was looking to 80,000 Bitcoin is the exact amount that Luna dumped on the market when they were trying to back up their stablecoin. The similarities are kind of crazy, but they dumped 80,000 Bitcoin and we went from 40,000 to 30,000 within a few days. So this time we went from 119 to 115. So we had a $4,000 move instead of a $10,000 move. And like percentage wise, it's very different too. 25% drop versus just a 3.5 or 4% drop last week. And again, that's without the two biggest buyers in the market doing anything, BlackRock and MicroStrategy. So that was what I was getting at in that video. It seems like China's going to continue to print money. And yeah, that should really help risk on assets. We haven't really seen that from the US too much, but obviously like a lot of other countries have started to lower rates and started to print money a little bit more aggressively.
Do you think we're going to get any rate cuts anytime soon?
I do. I think we'll probably see one this year, maybe two, but not tomorrow. I think it'll be probably later in the year, but I think a lot of it will obviously come back down to inflation and tariffs. The tough part is we're not seeing any inflation from tariffs right now in the US. But the Fed says that they look at data to determine whether they're going to cut rates, but none of the data says that they need to keep rates high. On the other hand, it's not like the jobs market is really tough either. It seems like the economy is doing well. Companies are beating earnings and growing, and GDP is good. So it's kind of like they're kind of thinking, why do we need to cut rates at this point? Because yeah, we could stimulate the economy a little bit more, but we're just worried about inflation as of now. And with the tariffs being pushed off, like I think there's either a rumor or it's true that they're doing a 90-day pause on the China tariffs. It's just more uncertainty where the Fed's like, well, we don't know if Trump is going to say we're going to have 50% tariffs or 5% tariffs. So why are we going to make a decision to cut rates? Although, like, do we need rates to come down a lot? Because Bitcoin's at all-time highs, altcoins are near all-time highs.
Yeah,
like,
I'm guessing they're kind of keeping it as their like final thing, the whatever you like, Hail Mary or whatever it is that they can come in and do. Whereas right now they're like, well, everything's fine. Stock market all-time high, crypto doing great. The economy's like, obviously the disparity between the rich and the poor is getting worse, but like when it comes to like the jobs market and stuff, nothing's really broken right now, and they still have the ability to reduce rates significantly if and when something happens. So actually reducing rates now might be very bullish in the short term. What everyone wants, yeah, sure, Bitcoin might go slightly higher, but it probably wouldn't go that much higher, and probably the fact of everyone expecting it to go higher would actually be a catalyst for it to go down, because of the selling of people being like, well, where's the pump? Where's the
next
move
event?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it's hard to tell what's going to happen. I think so many people are like, Powell's doing a horrible job, or Powell's been fantastic. He should do whatever he wants. And I think there's like a middle ground where he's done really well, but they should probably start slowly cutting rates just to protect, because inflation doesn't seem like it's coming back. And if you lower 0.25% every 4 months or something, it's not like that's going to cause a lot of inflation. So I think if you just start to slowly lower rates, and you don't even have to bring them down to where we saw them before. We don't need 2.7% mortgages, but like 7%, it's very difficult for some people to even afford housing and stuff. And I realize that it's a balancing act. There's going to be some bad and there's going to be some good, but I think lowering a little bit just to ensure that the economy is still good in the future, I think would make sense. But they don't want to telegraph that either. They don't want to tell everyone, because then the market could pump too. So we'll know more tomorrow, I guess, but we probably won't, because they'll probably say we're not lowering rates, and we're not going to tell you when we are. We're just going to look at the data. But I don't know. I feel like we're fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate your input as always, and I'll
appreciate you.
Yeah. Before you take a sip, we'll see you in the next video, I guess.
Sounds good. See you, man. Bye.
Peace.